Yeah, there could be improvements to the YouTube algorithm, but it's still better than the Twitch algorithm. Twitch doesn't really have an algorithm, at least in terms of discovery. Okay, let's play e5. Let's stick with something classical and normal. Played a lot of this this opening yesterday. Actually, I ran into castling yesterday. It's an interesting move.
I had my first haircut of 2020 last
Hey,
weekend.
congratulations.
Now I can see again.
Oh, you can see. Oh, so that means your hair was probably obstructing your vision. What's the move here? I'll play d6. I usually like to play like a6, bishop a7 before castling. Because there's cases where white plays bishop g5, like here, where then I don't need to castle kingside. Basically, I'm questioning the bishop, and then I'm probably happy to play g5. Thanks for subbing. Oh, rookie mistakes. Gifting another sub. Gifting the 25th sub to the channel. Thanks so much. So I'm calculating g5 knight takes g5. If I can get away with this, like if g5 bishop g3, I'll be happy. But I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not running into issues. The very worst, I have rook. Yeah, probably rook g8 is good enough. There's h4. And the rook can come to g6 in the event of queen f3. I'll play g5. So going back to why I played a6 instead of castling is now it's very possible, very likely I won't castle. And the king will either stay in the center or eventually castle queenside. I'm assuming this will be played. Yeah, rookie mistakes. Gifting a sub to Nathan Lowe, 99. Nathan Lowe is, I think, one of the first in the chat. Thanks again to the rookie. So the move I'd like to play is knight h5. There's a few ideas here. There's g4. G4 looks nice too. If g4 takes, then there's knight d4 ideas. I mean, c3 would be likely there. But then the g5 would open, and there'd be rook g8. I can also be patient. Also realizing knight here, sometimes I'd have to like be worried about tactics. But if I play knight h5 and knight takes e5, and knight takes g3, f7, I don't want to calculate that. It could be okay, but I think I'll start with this. I'm actually curious if we're following like some sort of line or theory or something that's been played before. Also, hello to everyone else. This is not a London for Black. Even though like this sort of setup maybe resembles a London flipped and reversed, but this is an Italian opening. So it's a bit different, but it's very often you'll see this kind of harmony with the bishop developed outside the pawn chain. And yeah, the black pieces are coordinating well. Very much looking forward to some kind of kingside attack. Still theory. Yeah, theory never ends. At least that's a theory according to some people. Okay, so yeah, I'll take develop the bishop. All minor pieces developed. There's two pins in this position. The knight's pinned, but also the f-pawn's pinned, which means this bishop's not defended, which means it's very likely I'll go for some kind of knight h5. Yeah, knight d2 is also possible. And so knight h5 is very consistent with my plans. And then I think white would be likely either to play bishop h4 or bishop h2. I was just calculating queen takes h4, knight takes h4, it's a big trade. I have knight g3 in the end, but okay, the other rook could take. I'm not sure how good that is. So if knight h5, bishop h4, I probably play queen d7, and then it's still looking fun. Bishop h3 ideas. And same applies with bishop h2. I'm gonna have this move, most likely this move. Also this move possibly. I have to invite all my pieces to the party. So bishop h4, yeah, just double checking this line. It's really just a big trade. If the knight weren't here, I'd have this. But the problem with bishop takes f3 is knight takes f3. I'll play queen d7. Hey Brian, how's it going? Welcome back. Yeah, if you're just joining, this is the first game of the stream. This is one of the tournaments organized by FIDE. I think for the duration of this month, every hour of every day, there's some kind of FIDE tournament as part of this series. Now, I do have to be cognizant there's no increment, even though this feels like slow chess. I can't get too ignorant. So white unpins the knight. It's not a happy square for the queen, though. I actually don't know. Like, even though the knight's unpinned, opponent wants a draw. It's funny. Even though the knight's unpinned, like, it can't really move anywhere great. So I think I'll just continue with the game plan. Just keep improving. And white's really tied down. Like, this bishop can't move. This bishop g3, I have this with the pin. The knight can't move because it's tied down to the other knight because there's a potential pin along the g-file. I'm threatening this. There's not even knight e1 because the queen's in the way. So white's pieces are kind of tied down to each other and stumbling on top of each other. Wall hacker. I'm trying to go, but I'm also trying to stay here. Thanks for subbing for 3 months with Prime. So king h2, that's probably a decent move for this situation. Yeah, it stopped my plan. If I had the chance, I'd like to queenside castle, but that's not possible. There's a few things I'm considering. I mean, this is one of the most forcing lines. Idea after takes queen g4 threatening mate. And knight d4 could be a potential threat there. For example, takes queen g4, rook g1, knight d4. Just trying to drive away this knight, so if knight takes d4, I mate. And if pawn takes, I have knight f4 threatening queen h3 mate, which looks unstoppable. So, okay, this is forcing. What else can white play? I guess bishop g3. Bishop g3 is the really only move. Then the line keeps going. There's knight takes g3, pawn takes g3, queen h5, knight h4. The queen's actually useful defending the g3 pawn. One more time. Takes, queen g4, bishop g3. I don't have to take immediately.
I appreciate the slower chess friend. Much more instructive.
Oh, I appreciate you too. It looks very nice. I could probably just chill in that position. It seems a bit committal giving away my light squared bishop, but if I chase the bishop back, it's kind of stuck just staring at my pawn chain like a queenside castle. Could probably play knight f4 there, because the bishop would be pinned to the g2 pawn. Does knight f4 have a threat? Oh, knight f4 probably threatens queen h5, king g1, rook g3, because of the pin again. Couple that with this. Also castling, doubling up the rooks. Looks nice. And that's like the best case scenario for white too. Unless I miss something. Sometimes this will happen where I'll go so deep down the wormhole that I'll forget that there's like another path just right next to the wormhole. So sometimes you have to balance between depth and width or breadth. I don't know what the right word is. Maybe chat can help me. Okay, so queen g4. Yeah, I'm happy here. Pieces are talking to each other. Breadth, yeah. Yeah, it's a very big theme in like when calculating in chess, where yeah, you can think maybe 5 moves ahead, but then you have to look at like a bunch of different branches too. And then good players kind of have I think sometimes have a better intuitive sense of what branches are more relevant and what lines deserve more attention. And a lot of that comes with experience. Oh, banana bread. Maybe that's, I don't know if that was the food I was looking for. Always down for banana bread. So rook g1. So this was one of the lines I was looking at, and I just assumed this move. Right? Yeah, knight d4. Yeah, because the knight's tied down. If knight moves anywhere, I just basically mate. If bishop g3, I take. At the very least, I win a pawn. I'm looking for something more in that line. It seems very close to mate. I mean, I could just takes, like literally takes with check, and then keep taking stuff. So there's a lot of ways to win this. Again, I just want to be precise and not give my opponent any mercy. I am looking for mating ideas. I mean, probably just this is the simplest approach. Yeah, this is completely winning. Consider this, but let's go for this. Yeah, so things are falling in the end. I'll still have a pretty significant attack too. Thanks for subbing. Also, thanks everyone. I think maybe there were some subs that I missed. Gordilly and Wallhacker88 and CWF30. All subbing with Prime. Thanks so much. So I could take the rook. I mean, honestly, this bishop is like as strong as the rook. I'm considering this. Rook f1. Let's just take a rook with check. And Nivesh. Subbing a tier 1 for 3 months. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so the attack has been a success. I'm up the exchange and a pawn, and still have an attack. I think it's more common that attacks usually don't end in mate, but end in like winning material in some way. Or just transpire to better endgames. I guess, yeah, king h2 is the only move there to prevent rook g3. Now rook g5, threatening mate in 2. Yeah, this attack is probably ending in mate. Have I been watching any PogChamps? I've seen some of the clips. I don't think I've like watched a full show. Been a bit busy, but it's been interesting content. It's not the typical, like, serious chess tournament. But it's interesting to watch, for sure. Dom Silver, thanks for subbing for 3 months. Yeah, Twitch subs, at least tier 1 and Prime subs are split 50-50. Between Twitch and the content creator. I think tier 2 subs are split 60-40. And tier 3 is 70-30. But if you have Twitch Prime, it's basically free. So it's basically just donating $2.50 on a monthly basis. Yeah, white suffering and pain, crying in agony, sobbing in sorrow. I should write a thesaurus. To be fair, like Twitch does have a lot of like server costs, and they do. I visited their headquarters in San Francisco, and it's very impressive space. Like they have all these streaming rooms. They have ping pong table, one ping pong table, a few foosball tables. Yeah, White's gonna try this, but it's still crushing. I could show a picture. I don't think it's against Twitch. Yeah, it's definitely not against any terms of service to show Twitch HQ. I stream from Twitch HQ. Anyway, thanks for the game. Got a little bit off topic there. Thanks for the game. Chess 1865. Probably not my opponent's birthday. Maybe my opponent's rating? I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious like what the theory is. I'm pretty sure bishop g5 is not a great move. Maybe playable, but I'll check the Masters database. But yeah, in general, White, like when White plays Italian, White delays developing the bishop and goes for stuff like this. Eventually knight here. Sometimes the queenside expansion. Sometimes eventually d4. Probably bishop g5 is playable once I've committed to castling. But yeah, no master players played bishop g5 in this position. Yeah, and this is already... Yeah, I was briefly like calculating this, but yeah, Black's doing quite well here. Because up a piece and has some attacking potential. And then this is just a fun position. Anyway, hopefully people can learn something from that game. Maybe I'll put that on YouTube. Despite some of the off-topics. Oh, I was going to show a picture. Foosball at Twitch HQ with strong players. Yeah, so this is where some of the sub money goes. It's to fund the foosball table. I'm not very good at foosball. This is Manas. Manas was a beast. But these guys were pretty good too. Anyway, YouTube people, hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you in the future.